we're gonna start out just. This is the first, like, cover page of this Owen Benjamin guy that I got told I needed to review. Check him out. Saying dinosaurs are not real and atheism is slavery. Now, this is from. Okay. The live stream was in June of last year, but it got posted in like October or November or some shit. And Owen is an American comedian. He has been criticized for making intentionally offensive statements and expressing anti-Semitic and anti-LGBTQ views. Okay, so instead of last week, we had somebody who, like, was feeding improper. What up, Night Day? So instead of last week, we had somebody who was feeding us full of shit to, you know, drop in homophobia. This person is just gonna blatantly come out and say it in the very fucking beginning. Let's hear what the jackass has to say.
Hello, everybody. It's a nice little rain here in Ohio. Nice little rain.
Oh.
What do you guys want to talk about? I'm going to do a short one today. I know I always say that and I never do. But I'm jumping
Okay, so
rope.
far it's
Got a
just
little bored.
nonsense.
Has this happened to you guys? Like, I know I should work out more, but I just can't get the, like, excitement I used to. I like working, like moving. I make sure I move every day. But, like, I used to love just jumping rope for, like, an hour and a half.
Nice Ricky Motes.
Now I do it. You know, you got to keep
Love them Ricky Motes.
Got to keep the blood flowing. But it's just not as exciting as it once was. I used to, like, get so into working out. And now I'm just like, all right. And it's not a lack of motivation. You know, I'll hike for hours. Or like, you know,
this so far looks like it's a waste of time. I'll get in and see if he says something.
I don't know, just jump it up and, you know. I kept my mom's immune system, saved money, build healthy bones. Then you quit. It's like milk isn't that expensive. Like, people keep thinking that this is political or something. I have a problem with grown men who suckle on their mommy's teats, and they call them milkers. He's 20. Yeah, we probably agree on a lot of stuff. We both call it grabblers, we're hilarious, whatever. He has to stop breastfeeding. Fake dinosaur streamer brewing. Oh yeah, dude, it's pretty great. Welcome, Bruce and Bear. He still breastfeeds? Yes! He calls his mommy's milkers. He calls them milkers. And he still lives with his mom so he can feed. It's so weird. You're at the 6,000 years old, right? You're banned. I just need a good. I just need a good banning. You know, everybody was being so nice.
Oh, the Earth. Let's check this out. I want to go back to where that guy was. That guy got banned for asking if the Earth was 6,000 years old.
Whatever. He has to stop breastfeeding. Fake dinosaur streamer brewing. Oh yeah, dude, it's pretty great. Welcome, Bruce and Bear. He still breastfeeds? Yes! He calls his mommy's milkers. He calls them milkers. And he still lives with his mom so he can feed. It's so weird. You're at the 6,000 years old, right? You're banned. I just need a good. I just need a good banning. You know, everybody was being so nice. Maybe you should mail Fuentes a case of ghost milk. I know. I should.
So, dude, let's think about that. Somebody asked a question. Now, probably from my state, probably from somebody who agrees more with me than him. But let's just think about the fact that somebody was just trying to open up the dialogue. He didn't want to have the fucking conversation. He doesn't want to have an open discussion. He wants to sit here and talk to his little fucking echo chamber and keep telling them to tell him he's right. We're going to make this a short react video. I'm not going to do this whole hour-long thing because it looks like it's just going to be a bunch of bullshit and it's not him edited. So let's go ahead and just go back to just dinosaurs aren't. Oh, is this?
All right, let's talk about some dinosaurs.
There we go.
So, dinosaurs. This should give you a red flag. Most dinosaur bones discovered are highly radioactive. Most dinosaurs' bones discovered are highly radioactive. Because of this, the bones displayed in the museum are covered with heavily leaded paint. Mainstream scientists explain this phenomenon by citing elemental uranium deposits in Colorado and Wyoming. These deposits were formed during the Jurassic Age. The radioactivity is generated from sandstones found in the region. Okay, that is complete bullshit. So, and then
Oh, okay. We have uranium mines in Wyoming. My dad used to point out the uranium mines in Wyoming. So, no, I have seen the fucking uranium mines, and uranium is radioactive. Doesn't take a fucking genius to figure this shit out. Dumbass can, though.
I'll just continue, and then we'll get really into it.
Oh, okay. So, we're gonna continue. We're not gonna look into this. Okay. Let's look into this and actually study it. Do some research on both sides and find out if uranium is radioactive, if there are uranium deposits in the area, and if dinosaur bones contain enough radioactive particles, enough radiation to be considered dangerous. So, is uranium radioactive? Let's start there. This radioactive metal is unique in that one of its isotopes, 235, is the only naturally occurring isotope capable of sustaining nuclear fission reaction. Uranium is naturally radioactive. Its nucleus is unstable, so the element is in a constant state of decay, seeking a more stable arrangement. And this right here, if you can't read it, it says how much radiation is in a chunk of uranium ore. Same as a bunch of bananas. How big is the chunk? Live science. Okay. Whoa. So it was discovered that uranium was radioactive in 1897. Henry, I'm not even going to try to fucking pronounce that. Awesome. So if a little piece of uranium is fogging up like that, and bananas aren't fogging up like that, because we've put bananas in sealed containers before and they don't fucking do that. So that is why I determine that a bunch of bananas probably has less radioactive material than uranium does. Now, uranium mines in Wyoming. Kamiko Resources, Smith Ranch Highland, Converse County, North Butte Operation, Pumpkin Butte, Campbell County, with mines of Yellow Cake Processing, Strata Energy. Yeah, Gas Hills. Gas Hills is the place my dad used to show us. Kazakhstan, Canada, and Australia are the 3 top producers. So there's tons of uranium mines. Okay. The reason that dinosaur fossils can be radioactive is because they come from the ground, and radioactive elements are a common component of soils and rock formations all over the earth. So fossils preserved in areas like these can be radioactive themselves. If you find a dinosaur fossil on private land, it's yours to do with as you please. In the United States, fossilized remains of the mighty creatures that lived eons past are subject to age-old law, finders keepers. In America, if you find a dinosaur bone in your backyard, that is now your dinosaur. So, I just looked this up and I just found out if the uranium mines are near the dig sites. Found out that yes, dinosaur bones can be radioactive because there's radioactive materials in fossils. And somebody last week had mentioned that only elites have them, and that they're all in museums, and that all dinosaur bones are radioactive. No. Right here, we see that you can keep it. We also see that they can be radioactive because they come from the ground. It doesn't say anything about all dinosaur bones are radioactive. So, with a little bit of research, everything that this guy said about dinosaur bones all being covered in lead paint just got thrown on its ass.
To explain the pervading evidence of radioactivity during ancient times, scientists at NASA, by the way, they claim these bones are 60 million years old. Just you can still
65
right
million.
after Pearl Harbor, people didn't leave the city. There were still trolley cars operating. That's a whole other story.
What?
Gamma rays ain't what they say they are. To explain the pervading evidence of radioactivity during ancient times, scientists at NASA and the University of Kansas claim that gamma ray bursts could have facilitated mass extinctions that would have remodeled our atmosphere. This is, by the way, this is mainstream science. This is not Nat Geo. Everybody reports on this. This is what they say. And then we'll get into the history of dinosaurs. A gamma ray burst consists of sudden explosion of a nearby star that may well have depleted half of Earth's atmospheric protective ozone layer And as Time Magazine said, the ozone layer was disappearing because of hairspray. That's my commentary, if you're just listening. A gamma ray burst originating within 6,000 light years. By the way, always watch out for sixes. Right now they say the Earth is spinning around the sun at 66,000 miles an hour. What's the tilt of the Earth? 66.6 degrees.
Bullshit! Bullshit! This guy is flat out fucking lying. Okay? Let's look this shit up. Let's check out these claims. Let's review these claims. Let's go back just a bit.
Always watch out for sixes. Right now they say the Earth is spinning around the sun at 60.
Spinning around the sun. Spinning. It does not spin around the sun. It spins on its axis. It travels around the sun. So is he saying that the Earth is spinning, rotating at 66,000 miles an hour? Or is he saying it's revolving at 66,000 miles an hour? He doesn't even know what fucking words he's trying to use. Okay, let's go with the speed of rotation. Speed of Earth's rotation. 1,000 miles per hour. 460 meters per second. That's going to be right around, let's see. That's going to be about 600 kilometers an hour. Let's just make sure I've got that. Kilometers per hour. Oh, no, I was going the wrong way. Sorry about that. 60 miles an hour is 100 kilometers an hour. I had my maths backwards. So, yeah, I fucked that one up. I just see there, that's why you check things out like that. 'Cause I'm not always going to be right. Not everything that I say is going to be correct. I'm going to do my best to be honest with you, but sometimes I fuck shit up, and that's okay. Okay, 67,000 miles per hour. So he was off by 1,000 miles an hour. I'll give him that one. I will give him that one. So it's revolving at 67,000 miles an hour. He was only off by 1,000. And yeah, you can fudge that number a little bit to make your point. Let's go to the next thing he says, and this is only going to be a short little.
66,000 miles an hour. What's the tilt of the Earth?
What's the tilt of the Earth? Now, I'm saying 22.5 degrees. And that's just what I think I remember. The tilt of the Earth is, oh, I was off by a degree. Okay, okay. So I was off by, it's 23.5 degrees. It's not 66 fucking degrees. This asshole was just pulling numbers out of his ass to debunk the number 6? Okay. Now, are gamma rays dangerous? Are ionizing radiation and are thus biologically hazardous. Due to their high penetration power, they can damage bone marrow and internal organs. How do gamma rays form? Gamma rays are produced with the disintegration of radioatomic nuclei and the decay of certain subatomic particles. When an unstable atomic nucleus decays into a more stable nucleus, the daughter nucleus is sometimes produced in an excited state. Gamma rays are often produced in regions of extremely high temperatures. Gamma rays come from solar flares, eruptions on the sun's surface, pulsars, rotating objects which regularly emit radiation, nova and supernova explosions that cause stars to become extremely bright. So there are multiple instances of gamma rays, and they are ionizing radiation, meaning they'll fuck your shit up and give you cancer.
66.6 degrees. Now, can't make this shit up. How many Jews died?
You can't make this shit up. He just made this shit up. Now, I want you to notice here, just in this, that, okay, we've got a site sorted here. What up, Snowflake? Doing good. Trying to get a review video in before I get to gaming. Trying to teach people how to look stuff up and not take things for what some jackass says. Alright. I already know where this is going. Dinosaurs are fake. Let's see. Just look it up to see if he's making shit up. And I think he's probably right about this one. I think he might have actually, how many Jews were killed in World War II? The Washington Post is saying 11 million, not 6 million. So let's look into this. Metro article. Mementos of horror. Allies more than 6 were killed. Oh, okay. 11 million people, 6 million of which were Jews, 5 million were non-Jews. The others included Roma, Jehovah's Witnesses, gay men, and 11 million Jews and others would accurately describe the extent of the killing. Okay.
I'm just playing! Anyway, 6,000 light years from Earth would have a devastating effect on life. Now, can't make this shit up. How many Jews died in the house? I'm just playing! Anyway, 6,000 light years from...
Okay. So, he's not even going to get into that because he's scared. He's totally okay with making up other numbers, but he's gonna bring it up and then say he's just playing so that you'll think about it.
Earth would have a devastating effect on life. This is from 2012. Now that much of the awakening is happening, does that trigger any red flags to you of the likelihood of any truth? That a star 6,000 light years away, that's the distance light travels, is 186,000 miles per second, in a year, 6,000 light years away, that caused the, it's just so fucking stupid, guys.
No. It didn't say that it could have facilitated mass extinction. Okay. And would have remodeled our atmosphere.
All right. Gamma rays are the secret sons of the... Anyway, we don't know exactly when one came, but we're rather sure it did come and left its mark, said random Jewish guy. What's more...
Oh! So that was a fucking... The last one was a tongue-in-cheek. Dr. Adrian Malot. I think it's Malot. I'm reading it as French. But he couldn't even say it was a fucking doctor. Just random Jewish guy. Way to fucking go. I don't even know that that's a Jewish name. He might be right. He's probably better at racism than I am.
More surprising is that just a 10-second burst can cause years of devastating ozone damage. Where's their evidence? This is the beauty of not being a liar.
Okay. Evidence of harmful gamma rays. All right. CK12. Okay, it's because the high energy of gamma rays allows them to penetrate nearly anything. They destroy living cells. Let's go ahead and read it. Let's read into this. Let's see. Blah blah blah. Explosion when massive star collapse. As the figure above shows, they have the shortest wavelengths and highest frequencies. And that pretty much means that they can slip in to places that other things can't, because they're moving like this, and they've got one of the highest frequencies, so they're just so fucking fast they get anywhere. Let's look for a gamma ray experiment. But okay, we don't even need to do that, because we have demonstrated that gamma rays can be used in medicine to kill cancerous cells. If they can kill cancerous cells, they can kill healthy cells. It's just that fucking easy. Cancer is basically an overgrowth. It's your body cells dividing and multiplying at a rate faster than what your body should do, and that's how you get tumors. is because one cell just explodes and keeps making cells, keeps making cells, keeps making cells. So if gamma rays can kill those cells, they can kill the ones that are reproducing at a normal rate. Not reproducing, but multiplying.
Is as time goes on, you're proven more right, and the lies become so stupid that it's more of a joke than anything a comedian could write. Trust me, I'm a comedian.
I agree with you there. These lies are more of a joke than anything I could think to write.
They're trying to tell you that they've done studies. This is mainstream. This is according to NASA and the University of Kansas. That a gamma ray burst originating within 6,000 light years from Earth would have a devastating effect on life. And what causes the extinction of these creatures with bones that you're never going to be able to see, I'll get to that. And one of the reasons they don't allow the public to see the bones is because they're radioactive, even though they were just dug up in Wyoming. And people were just there. But the bones, you see.
And as I showed already, that's blatantly fucking false. Because if I go back here and I dig up a fucking dinosaur bone, it's mine. Well, okay, it's my landlord's. But nobody is keeping you from dinosaur bones. They get tested, and if they are found to be radioactive, they are covered in lead paint. According to him, and I will give him the benefit of the doubt on that one. If we find radioactive bones, we cover them in lead paint. Let's give him that one.
See, are radioactive, just like nuclear bombs. And you can't go near the bones or else you'll get cancer, even though they just found the bones in a dude's yard. But before that, it was fine. It was only when you examine them that they become radioactive. Just keep...
They don't become radioactive when you examine them. If they were radioactive, they were radioactive in the ground. And then dude digs up bone, says, "Oh, look what I found." Takes it to scientist. Scientist says, "Whoa, that's a pretty cool bone you got there." Then they examine it to determine whether or not it is radioactive. You don't know if something is radioactive or not until you examine it. And we just looked up and saw that not all dinosaur bones are radioactive.
Keep all this in mind as you're understanding what a dinosaur is. By the way, obviously dinosaurs never existed. We'll get to that. I know that hurts your feelings. I also...
Obviously dinosaurs never existed. Wow. Even though people are digging up fossils in their backyards. He just said they're digging up fossils in their backyards.
So, love dinosaurs to the point where my mom made homemade stuffed animals of dinosaurs. I was obsessed. I wanted to be a paleontologist. I get it. I also was part of the mind control. But understand what these people are saying. Most dinosaur bones, understand that they're claiming that they're 60, 70, 80 million years old. Million. And they just dig them up.
Now, check this out. Susan Postle Truth Theory. I want to examine where the claim is coming from. Let's look up Susan Postle. Oh, Suzanne Posel. So it's Suzanne. The American Freedom Radio. Alright, she's a journalist. Pinterest. Let's see. Region 10 report. I want to know what the Region 10 report is. But all I see from her is a bunch of stuff on Pinterest. Occupy corporatism. Okay, let's look these people up. I've got to see this shit. Where the fuck is this guy getting his information? Legalizing gambling. Science. Let's go to science. Meet the man who might save humanity from killer robots. Human intelligence on decline due to genetic mutation. Oh, wow. So they haven't posted anything lately. This is from 2015. Latest news. Let's go to latest news. December 8th, 2019 was the last time these people wrote anything. Wall art decor trends. So it looks like these people post. This is not a news site. Let's go to Truth Theory, see what Truth Theory is. Is an alternative news website. Okay. Shows amazing loyalty after walking. Okay. This is recent. So science. Companies trying to. Oh, wow. All right, this is. I want to see what kind of research they're doing. Let's look something up. Let's just look something up here to see what kind of. FDA study suggests that sunscreen chemicals accumulate in the body at high levels. Tags opinion. They can't even tag this as news. Oh. Now let's just go straight to the FDA. FDA sunscreen report. The chemicals but they are also absorbed into the body at levels that raise some safety questions, a new study confirms. Shows that some active sunscreen ingredients may be involved. Okay. FDA got, yeah. Safe and effective, and are proposed not safe and effective for sunscreen use. That it needs more safety information for the remaining 12 sunscreen ingredients. Aminobenzoic acid and trolamine salicate are proposed as not safe and effective for sunscreen use. Okay, so let's just look up what this is. So do we still use For these reasons, PAVA is now seldom used in sunscreen products. So, we did the research, we found out it's not safe, and we quit using it. The other article that we were reading was very generalized and just saying that all sunscreens have this para-aminobenzoic acid. So yeah, it's a blatant deception if you don't do your research. Well, it's a blatant deception, and then when you do your research, you realize it's a blatant deception.
Up in a few areas that happen to be owned by very rich families or the Smithsonian.
And nobody before 1842 even theorized about dinosaurs. We'll get to that. But if you find one of these bones, it's so radioactive that you're not allowed to inspect it or touch it. And when they show you the bones, you can't go near them. They have to be fake bones or covered in lead paint. If you believe that, your brain's fucked. Are you saying dino riders or what? All right, so
I did a little bit of research. And I found evidence for everything he's trying to get rid of.
Yeah, everybody loved dinosaurs. Everybody wanted to go to the moon. I get it. Just all right. No, by the way, no one is currently allowed to examine a dinosaur skull because it isn't real. But anyway, this is a few facts I'd love.
Oh. Let's just look that up. Can people yeah. Animatronic dinosaurs. Private buyers snapping up prehistoric remains online and auction, but the trend is raising concerns with scientific community. T-Rex in the tail. So yeah, people are buying dinosaur bones at private auctions. You can also find Triceratops skulls and baby Allosaurus skeletons, and this is from BBC.com. And it's fueling the illicit trade in fossils. It's because people are breaking the law. New cases of poaching, risk of irrevocable damage to the specimens. Poachers don't have skills and only go for the parts that'll make them money, like destroying whole skeletons just for teeth. It's treating them like a commodity, but these fossils are priceless. That's why they're making regulations. But don't go into any of that.
Love for you to go check out. It gets Sir Richard Owen is the first one who came up with the term dinosaur. When? 1842. Why? Because the Royal Society told him to. How do you know that? Because no one discovered a single dinosaur bone or tooth until 1854 by a paleontologist named Hayden.
All right. Let's just do some fact checking. First dinosaur fossil found. Megalosaurus would be believed to be the first dinosaur ever described scientifically. British fossil hunter William Buckland found some fossils in 1819. And he eventually described them and named them in 1824. And in 1822, Marianne Mantle, this is from Discovery.com, that's from Wonderopolis. Here's Discovery.com, though. I like this one. Fossil reptile iguanodon. First one found in the United States was by Casper Wistar. Oh, Enchanted Learning. This might not be accurate. I don't know. I've never heard of Enchanted Learning. But this says 1787. Oh, the oldest one. So yeah, he's just making up numbers.
Okay, so understand what that means. A knight who was part of the Royal Society came up with this idea called Dinosaurs in 1842.
Wrong.
Not because they found any bones or a tooth, but because he was told to. By who? Aldous Huxley's grandfather. How do you know that? His last name was Huxley. Why would they do that? Well, The Origin of Species came out in 1859, and they required a narrative to make it look like time on the Earth was way bigger than it ever was. So,
and I don't know this. I don't know when Origin of Species. Let's just go ahead and look that up. Okay, he was right about that one. But everything else was just made up numbers.
So what do? They create these giant, larger-than-life narratives called dinosaurs. No culture has ever found a dinosaur. But and another reason they did it is the narrative of fossil fuels. So it's all a fiction story. All of it. 1842, a member of the Royal Society coined the term dinosaur without ever finding a single bone or tooth. Then in 54, Hayden discovers a tooth, and then from there it gets crazy. So then the Smithsonian, and then you have the banksters, and the in the future the Carnegie Institute, all this stuff. Here's a fact that might allow you to understand about what I'm saying is absolutely true.
I think you meant Carnegie.
Gravy comes from dinosaur. That's hilarious. Gonna need some biscuits for all this gravy. Oh yeah, it's wild. All the dinosaur bones in all the museums are all fake. Why? Because they say the bones are radioactive. Why does that matter? Because when they started doing tests on a lot of the actual bones way back in the late 1800s, several people concluded that they were from elephants or whales. There is not a single dinosaur skeleton that exists. And here's another thing. Even the bones that exist and teeth that exist, no member of the public, none, is allowed to inspect them or look at them. They have to be members of universities or, funded by Carnegies or Rockefellers. You've never seen a dinosaur bone. You'll never see a dinosaur bone. You're not allowed to. It's much like Antarctica. And the fossil...
This guy's saying Antarctica doesn't exist? This is just getting into new levels of batshit.
Fuel myth, which is a myth. It's not dinosaur bones degrading into oil. If you believe that, I don't know what to tell you. It's fucking retarded.
Okay. I'm just about done with this motherfucker. I do not condone that on my page. This is a review video so I can point out how he's wrong. And that was definitely fucking wrong.
So, they invent... Aldous Huxley's grandfather is part of the invention of dinosaurs with Sir Richard Owen in 1842. The word never existed. The concept never existed. And
Lies.
Then the first tooth was discovered in 1854.
Lies.
And then from there, anytime any bone was discovered, the Smithsonian would swoop in and take it. Why does that matter? Because they were never discovered. There is prehistoric bones. There is like woolly mammoths and saber-toothed tigers and weird looking fish and stuff. No one's ever found a dinosaur skeleton ever. It is ridiculous. It's all ridiculous. Oil is abiotic and continually renews. Exactly. They said peak oil was coming in 1971. That was before the industrialized.
Oil is abiotic and continuously renews. This is just stupid and fucking dangerous.
Of China and India. We're consuming more oil right now than any time in human history by a factor of 1,000. And not only is oil not going down, more and more is being discovered. And you might just say, oh, well, the technology is getting better to find oil. Old oil wells that were dried up have refilled. Now, let's put on our thinking caps. And I don't mean to sound.
That's how gravity works. If you pull something out of somewhere, everything else levels out. So, oil can seep into a dry spot if there is a spot near it. Cracks and fissures can refill that area to where it will equalize.
Sound condescending. I'm trying to keep this funny. I'm not trying to be a dick because you're probably smart. Do you think billions of dinosaurs died and decomposed sometime between 1950 and 1990 or 2010 when they found more oil in the same exact well that had been emptied? No.
Let's just look that one. Let's just look up that claim. Check out that claim. Old oil wells refilling. New York Times. Son of a bitch. Well, that's from before. That's actually from 1995. I'm not looking up oilprice.com. Let's look at Forbes. Most oil reserves added every year are due to revisions and extension, not discovery. help produce faster, but not more. So this is kind of saying that there's no more. All right. We're getting oil faster, but we're not getting more oil. It is apparent refilling during production that has been responsible for a series of gross underestimates. Of course, we all understand the concept of repressurizing oil fields using gas injection and other means. Okay. So what he's saying is that they're just refilling themselves naturally, and they're using artificial lift gas injection Most of the oil in existing wells remains underground, waiting for people to become smart enough to retrieve it. That oil wells are charged and recharged with new oil and gas from below. The new hydrocarbons are generated deep in the crust, rising geological traps, surface deaths. So yeah. Exactly what I said. Cracks, fissures, and that doesn't mean we're making new oil. As a matter of fact, oilprice.com is saying that no, it's oil that's already there. Oh shit. Why am I skipping frames? Oh, probably because of the New York Times. That was probably from the New York Times.
Do you think that claiming that dinosaur bones are all radioactive, which is why they're trying to help the public by not allowing
Nobody's
you to
claiming
them.
they're all radioactive.
You know, radioactivity, the thing that has never been found to ever exist in Hiroshima or Nagasaki or Chernobyl.
Bullshit.
You know, radioactivity, the thing that is complete fucking nonsense.
That's how we
My mom says
treat
I'm smart
cancer.
for an idiot. Oh, nice, over bear. It's a painful process. Yes, they mix it with alcohol. I have seen Sue the T-Rex at the Field Museum in Chicago. She is 80% complete. All right, ask Dave. You're now banned because you don't have a bear name. If you had a bear name, I wouldn't have banned you.
Oh, did you hear that? What the fuck's going on here? I'm losing frames, so bear with me. So, somebody else brought up evidence, and this guy, you're banned. I'm not going to bring up the conversation. Well, I'm going to mention it, but I'm not going to engage in the conversation. You're just banned because you disagreed with me. That's complete and utter bullshit, and it's a red flag for a dishonest argument.
I just explained. These aren't real bones. They're all fake bones. They don't allow you to see the real bones because of a nonsense lie that 60 million years ago, radioactivity infected the dinosaur bones. Okay? So what you're looking at is plaster created by some of the most powerful banksters and tycoons that have ever walked the planet.
And he's saying this without
Them
any evidence.
with a nonsense narrative created by Charles Darwin and then the Rockefeller family about.
Now, I just want you to compare and contrast how the two of us are handling this. Whenever he makes a claim, I check it out. I show you what I'm checking out. I give you the opportunity to say, hey, click this one instead. See if we can get multiple examples. I went to oilprice.com. I'm cross-checking the references. And I'm doing it all out in the open, right where you can fucking see me. You're watching me do all this shit right here. Do you see him doing any of that? No. He's pulling up these little quotes and putting them off in the... He's putting these little quotes off in the corner of his screen up here, down here somewhere. But... he's done very little to show you where it's coming from.
About fossil fuels and evolution, they all came together and they created this big fake thing called dinosaurs. And it's just endless bullshit that they can say to people who haven't seen how dumb it is. You can't ever inspect a dinosaur bone, ever. Big Bear makes me think. Earth produces oil, bones don't make oil. Of course bones don't make oil. If an extinct species, 60 million...
Nobody's saying... Ugh. It is more than likely... Now, I haven't looked this up. Let's go ahead and look this up. But... first of all... I'm going to take a wild guess... and say that most of our fossil fuels... come from plants. Fossil fuels are hydrocarbons, primarily coal, fuel, oil, natural gas, formed from the remains of dead plants and animals. I want to go back. Yeah. Fossil fuels are formed from plants and animals. Since most of the earth is plant, I'm guessing most fossil fuels are going to be plant-based rather than animal-based.
Million years ago, and all this plant life that happened back then, it takes millions of years to rot and become a form of carbon and then crude oil. And then if that was the case, oil would be more valuable than diamonds. It would be more valuable than gold. It wouldn't be cheaper to buy than a gallon of water. And the earth, people are now using more oil.
I can buy a gallon of water for $1. I can buy a quart of oil for $6. Sometimes you can find a quart of oil for about $4 to $4.50. But no, it's not cheaper than water.
Than any time in human history. Not only is the amount not going down, it's getting cheaper.
And also, he's also not factoring in synthetic oil or synthetic oil blends that make oil cheaper.
Now, do you think in the last 20 years, as China industrialized and India industrialized and the amount of oil being used has went up thousands of %, do you think more dinosaurs have died It's fucking retarded.
Again with this bullshit.
Darwin and evolution, which has, and it's absolutely, there's a point to it. It's to degrade the humans, to keep us all slaves, to make sure that we don't believe in God or creation or understand anything about our world, that we're just nothing more than random bacteria fucked, and here we are. They required a
random bacteria fucked. Species that procreate asexually fucked. This guy is flat out fucking stupid. Look at that. That is brain damage. I can't assert that, but that definitely looks like some motherfuckers. Oh.
Giant timeline. Because the way evolutionists keep your mind poisoned, ungravied, to keep your biscuits dry, is by saying nonsense. They need to have, oh, well, it took billions of years, 6,000 light years away, a star let out an impulse, and that got rid of the ozone layer. You know, the ozone layer is something you can't measure. And the hole is over Antarctica, a place you're not allowed to go to since 1959.
Hold on. Is travel to Antarctica banned? It is not illegal at all to go visit Antarctica, as the place does not belong to any countries. There is an international agreement called the Antarctic Treaty, which states that Antarctica is free for scientific and peaceful use. You can go vacation. No visas required, however. Yeah, you need permission. They're nearly always through tour operators. Yeah, so Antarctica it's not banned. They just don't want you to go over there fucking everything up. That's all there is to it. What was the other claim this asshole made? I'm going to try not to...
They need to have, oh, well, it took billions of years, 6,000 light years away, a star.
Oh yeah, ozone. How do we measure ozone? How do we know bad ozone exists? The troposphere is about 6 miles up. How is ozone measured in the atmosphere? Okay, they pull it into a detection chamber from a balloon. So it's not that fucking hard to look this stuff up.
Let out an impulse, and that got rid of the ozone layer. You know, the ozone layer is something you can't measure. And the hole is over Antarctica, a place you're not allowed to go to since 1959. You see, my light just fell down. Do you see how the lies just become more lies and more lies and more lies? This is one of the reasons
that's
why
exactly what I'm
it's
saying
hard
right
sometimes
here.
to decode them for people, because when you say something, they just have an immediate thing that they say. You say, well, how do you sexually select for a dorsal fin? They say, well, according to blah, blah, blah. Because so many of these lies are reactionary lies to hide a previous lie, which is why things become...
How do you sexually select for a dorsal fin. This is easy. This is easy as hell. Every organism mutates. Some of those mutations are congruent to survival in the environment. 99.999% of those mutations are not congruent to survival in the environment. Part of those 9999 are just useless bullshit. Like, my eyes are darker than either one of my parents, and I don't think that can happen without mutation. If I'm wrong, please let me know. I love getting told that I'm wrong. I love figuring shit out. Some of these mutations are going to be detrimental to survival in the environment. But the ones that have mutations that are congruent to survival get an edge. They learn how to swim faster. They learn how or not learn how. They have a part that allows them to swim faster. They have a part that allows them to jump higher than the rest of their species. And that part makes them more able to feed, therefore making it more likely that they will live long enough to fuck. And that genetic mutation gets passed down to the offspring. And the ones that get that trait that is congruent to survival in the environment are better able to hunt and fuck better than their siblings. So over time, the traits that are most congruent to survival in the environment become the majority, become the norm. That's exactly how that happens.
Becomes so absurd. And it's not scary. In fact, it'll free your mind. It'll free it. Just accept that you've been lied to a lot. Your teacher didn't know. A lot of these people have no idea these lies. My mom is a brilliant woman. When she made me dinosaur stuffed animals, do you think she was trying to lie to me? This is something that you have to understand to get past the hoaxes. The people in your life that introduced you to these lies did not know they were lies. So the people that started these lies are all dead.
Okay, so we're going to take that dude that he banned earlier for saying that, for saying something about like it's an 80% complete skeleton. The guy had evidence and got banned. But it's not his fault. And instead of this guy wanting to educate him, he banned him. Now, I am looking to educate and inform. And I want people who disagree with me to come at me so that we can all develop a better understanding together. Because I understand what deception, indoctrination does to people. And I want everybody to at least have a chance to see both sides. If I find out I'm wrong, I will tell you, I fucked up. Yeah, that was my fault. I did it in this video. I was wrong a couple of times. But we figured that out together and I didn't hide it from you. This guy will hide anything that doesn't fit his fucking narrative.
And one of the things that keeps me from focusing too much on the Jews is a lot of these old British homos. That's one reason why I can't just say,
what the fuck is going on now? How the... I don't want to pay attention to the Jews right now because of gay British people. Oh, dude. Oh. I found that's going to be my thumbnail. Sorry. That's my thumbnail right there.
it's the Jews. Because Huxley and Darwin and Sir Richard Owen, all these people, they constructed a fake world to keep everybody's mind fucked. You know, Pythagoras wasn't a Jew. I don't know, though. He seemed pretty Jewish. You know what I'm saying? I prefer taters with my gravy instead of biscuits.
So
Good
he's
for
a
you.
blatant fucking racist.
So,
Okay, not racist.
not only are
Actually, he probably is a racist because he doesn't understand that. I can't assert that. I don't think he understands that Hebrew is a race. Israeli is a nationality. Jewish is a belief. And he's probably being racist, trying to be racist, and being so uninformed that he can't even get racism right.
dinosaurs not real, it's preposterous to believe these people. And you're gonna have shills in here just say stuff like, well, my uncle, he found, so is he a liar? Yes, he's either a liar or an idiot. Well, my uncle worked on, my great uncle built part of the Saturn V rocket. Are you calling him a liar? Yeah, either he's a liar or retarded. Yes, or tricked.
Again with that bullshit.
Yes, I am. Dinosaur bones that are allegedly 60 million years old are not teeming with radioactivity and have to be painted with lead and made fake with plaster. If you think that, you're a fucking idiot. And your uncle's an idiot, and your great uncle's an idiot, and your neighbor's a fucking idiot, and all the people that you're gonna say, well, they work for NASA and they helped build the fucking. We never went to the moon. It's like, can family members lie? A lot of them just didn't know any better. One of the things that NASA.
This guy's trying to say now that we didn't go to the moon. The technology necessary to stage the moon landing would have cost more than it did for us to actually go to the fucking moon. The way the lights are cannot be done. Could not be done with the way the light shines from the sun on the moon. Could not feasibly be replicated in the 60s. We didn't have that technology for cheap enough. It would have taken millions of lasers in a grid to get light to shine like that, to where you're not getting shadows casting in different directions.
NASA did is they had like 50 contractors do every single project, and they would have the screws and the nuts and, you know, the panels made by, like, they would contract it out to almost every state, because it was a grassroots movement for the lie, because people take pride in being part of that. So they look this up, it's fascinating. So 50, 80 companies would be a part of making part of the Saturn V rocket. So then in the future, they would say, we helped put men on the moon. And all of their relatives would brag about it. And then when they were revealed to be full of shit, they would hold on tightly, because now it's about their family and not about the government or the grabblers stealing. It's genius in a very evil way.
Either that, or yes, even though it's cheaper to go to the moon than it is to stage going to the moon. And yeah, okay, the moon landing was totally staged, but Stanley Kubrick was such a perfectionist that he demanded it was filmed on location. But the cheapest way to do it is to find people to make specific items in their own manufacturing. You're not going, you want to get people who make the same thing all the time to make the thing for you. Then you send it all back over into one centralized location and you assemble it at the centralized location. It is the most efficient way to get a good job done when you're dealing with machinery that complex.
Dinosaurs died in World War. That age group wanted to believe. Everybody wanted to believe in dinosaurs. They're unbelievably interesting. It's sci-fi. It's science fiction, guys. We were all tricked and lied to find the truth. Right. This is what's going to help you not take it personally. The people who taught this to you probably weren't lying. They didn't know. That's why my motto is, I might be wrong, but I'm not lying. The lie is so old and so covered, and lie on lie on lie, and human beings have a natural instinct to trust. Lying. Well, not all human beings. Human beings that wear normal-sized hats.
More
they have a natural instinct to trust what they're told, because lies would kill you in winter.
Anti-Semitism.
You know, why would you lie? It's too dangerous. And so, my dad worked for NASA as a computer programmer. He was totally compartmentalized, and I had no idea it was all BS. Exactly. My father worked on the black heat shield panels on the nose of the shuttle, and he wasn't allowed to even talk about it until the shuttle was complete. Right. And now you can see the moon landing is preposterous. And so is the dinosaur.
It's because the moon landing was a part of the Cold War. The space race was part of the Cold War. It was a tech war between us and the Soviet Union. So yes, there were things that we were making that we couldn't talk about because we didn't want the Russians to beat us to it. That's all there was to it. That's why things are classified. I think we need more transparency, but I think that I also, okay, while I think the government needs more transparency, I also understand that just having complete transparency gives the opportunity to the people who seek to destroy us. Because if we are completely transparent, everybody out there has access to it. I don't want the people who want to kill me. There are groups out there who want to kill United States citizens and residents just for being United States citizens and residents. We suffered that September 11th. We've suffered it a few times since then. We suffered it before then. So we know that there are people who would use this technology to kill us. we can't risk everybody having the technology to kill us, so we do have to keep things under wraps at times.
Dinosaur shit. It's like, look at this. The dinosaur bones are highly radioactive. That's why you can't inspect them. That's why everyone's a fake. Is that... Do people buy that? It's just like... And this was just the craziest. And this is all the stuff. When you start... Because a lot of us learned about, you know, Benjamin Franklin discovered electrical conductivity because he was thunder tugging in the... Well, that's my joke. But, like, he was flying a kite with a skeleton key attached to it in a lightning storm and then was electrocuted, and then he proved electricity. You have to be 5 to believe that. That one of our forefathers, a brilliant man, was just out in the rain flying an old-timey kite with a key.
I think that is I think that's a watered down version. Okay, so he didn't discover electricity. Electricity was a term that was used in 1600. 150 years later, Mega Man! What up? 150 years later, Benjamin Franklin discovered that lightning had electrical conductivity. He didn't discover electricity. So, like I said, he's just making shit up. Fabricating shit without and this is all we see. We see this right here. We see that other thing he wrote. Or, I'm sorry, he didn't write it. Suzanne, what's her name, wrote it. But he's not cross-referencing anything. He's using these 2 little samples and telling you to believe everything else based on his word.
And that the lightning struck the key, and then it shot down the string, and he got electrocuted. And that's how we now have electricity. That's so fucking retarded that's why they have to teach it to kids when they're 5, 6, 7, you know?
And I'm getting sick of that shit.
Same with the dinosaur shit.
I'm glad there's only another minute left.
Originating within 6,000 light years from Earth would have a devastating effect on life, said Jewish random guy. We don't know exactly when one came, but we'd rather sure it did not come and left its mark. What's most surprising, well, aside from the lies, is that just a 10-second burst can cause years of devastating ozone damage. So look at all the lies. 6,000 light years away, lie. They don't know how to measure that. That's all bullshit. Ozone layer itself.
Oh. I already looked up the ozone layer. We're not going to do that again. Because we found that we can measure ozone. I've shown you how we go about measuring ozone. Let's get into this part. What the fuck was this part? Oh. How do we measure the distance of stars? Astronomers estimate the distance of nearby objects in space using a method called stellar parallax or trigonometric parallax. Simply put, they measure a star's apparent movement against the background of more distant stars as Earth revolves around the sun. So, basically, they're using trigonometry and here's we'll go to an image so I can just show you kind of what I'm talking about. This one right here is a good thing, is a good one to use. Here's the sun. Here's the earth in winter, here's the earth in summer. Here's where we're measuring the stars. And these are the stars further back. Now, when you are driving, the objects further away from you move slower, and the objects next to you, closer to you, are apparently moving faster. So what they see is the stars that move most are closer. We can use that parallax at a short range. Oh, dude. Do you want to get in on a conversation, or were you just joining the server just for fun, or what's up? So we can use closer objects to make a mathematical formula for the parallax. And we can transfer that over into longer regions and use the same formula to determine how far away stars are.
Lie. Remember the whole hairspray is going to destroy it, but the hole is mysteriously only over Antarctica, so no one can test it, and then it just went away. Even though the whole world got industrialized. Hydrocarbons through the roof. Total bullshit. And then we have that they can quantify.
Ugh. Chlorofluorocarbons and hydrocarbons are contained in one or two carbon atoms where the hydrogen has been replaced by chlorine and are fluoride. HFCs do not break down the ozone layer, but are instead greenhouse gases and are used as a substitute for CFCs and HCFCs. So, we stopped using CFCs and replaced them with hydrocarbons. Chlorofluorocarbons got replaced. That is why the hole in the ozone reduced in size. Because we changed the way we did things. Not magically disappeared because it wasn't important anymore. This guy is making shit up to try to sell something. He has no interest in educating anybody.
Quantify it and say that millions of years ago they have a way of figuring out that there was a burst 6,000 light years away. You can't comprehend the distance. And then it took away the protective layer over the earth, and that's what killed all the dinosaurs. But not the mammals that allegedly we descend from, or the alligators, or any of the other life. All the life that stayed. No, just the dinosaurs. It was an interesting gamma burst.
Okay. The ozone layer, besides keeping out harmful UV rays, is part of our atmosphere. O3 is denser than O2, I think. Let's look it up. Let's look it up just to make sure. Is O3 so yes. Yes. So O3 is denser than O2. We used to have a lot more oxygen on this planet. When you get rid of the percent of oxygen in the planet, larger animals are no longer able to survive because they will suffocate. They'll suffer oxygen deprivation. If I threw this motherfucker into orbit, he would suffocate because there's less oxygen in space than there is here.
Okay, that's less believable than fucking science fiction.
I am so glad I'm done with that shit. Cancel. I don't want to. We don't need DMCA. So, Mega Man. Oh, are you still in here? All right. Well, I'm going to cut this stream so that we can get into some gaming. Thank you for joining me today. Have a great day. I'll be back and we're going to play some games. Have a great one.